Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League here with our main bracket, round 2 here in Season 4. We are on Mercy versus Radiant, our final match here tonight. We have our Mercy skiller here, Merc on the Wesker. Mercy, a team from last season here in Blood Rush League, performed extraordinarily well, so I'm expecting great things from these guys. I remember Merc, they performed really well last season, so I'm excited to see them play again this season. Oh my, and we're gonna go get a fairly common Wesker build here, except we swap out the Brutal for Agi, and I could see the reasoning behind it. Agi getting you these optimal hook placements, and on a map like Wrecker's Yard, it can really mean a big thing having a hook in the correct place. We're gonna get a throw here on Ultra into the edge map, and guys, it might be a 2-tap. Huge Jewel Beetle value there, making sure we get that throw instead of a slam. What an early first down here for Merc, and we're gonna get that Agi value, getting to the hook we want to here at 7 very quickly. Pain Rest, hitting a generator in the background, and we're gonna be breaking the pallet here at 6, taking away the survivors' resources here near the bottom side of the map. We can see Perks here going for the unhook. Juggernaut in a generator here at 11, and Ducky here in the chase. An unhook happens on Ultra, and it looks like Merc is gonna drop the chase and head straight back there towards their 7 hook. A thing to note is I am using the the OCE clock calls here, so it's a deep 6 and a deep 12 with a card pile at 7 instead of a deep 3 and a deep 9. And I'm just kind of used to it, and I don't know, I honestly find it a lot easier to navigate the map using the OCE clock, so my apologies for anyone who likes the EU clock more. We do get the down here on Ultra. Merc really getting fast downs here. Oh my, 7 minutes only is all they have to spare. Well, with these downs, I think they'll fit all of it in 7 minutes, that's for sure. Oh my. We're gonna go put the hook here up in 12, and we're gonna go probably look towards going back towards the shack area of the map. We want to find these gens with progression. We do spot the one at 11 here. It's about 50%. And we do get a break. Did we see a crow take off? I'm pretty sure I saw a crow take off. Will we go investigate? It looks like Merc might be looking around the area. But our survivors, I think Merc is the one that triggered that crow actually, my bad. It looks like our survivors are working away at our gens 3 splitting, getting some gen prog in exchange for the time Ultra spends on hook here, which is ideal as Ultra is on their death hook. Ideally, they don't die on hook and they send someone to pull, probably the person who finished that generator. Instead, no, wait, they might opt to just slam out these generators in exchange for Ultra's hooks here, as Merc here is just kind of idling around looking for a potential save. We could see all our survivors here on a generator. Unfortunately, Ultra will be our first sacrifice with 3 generators remaining, and soon, very soon, 2 generators remaining as Ultra does leave the trial here. Sacrificed to the entity. However, it was not quite enough time to get all of these generators done as we immediately find Ducky get an amazing bound into a hit on the wall. A firecracker does come up and the blind happens. Very good firecracker timing here by Ducky, but will it mean that he makes something? He does make the pallet here, but I think Merc needs a down here if they want to stop a gen from popping. They are going to need a Pain Rest hook, as we can see Perks and Juggernaut in the background here on those gens. 50%, about 90%, and the gen just pops here. Oh my, I could imagine a Juggernaut might rotate towards Ducky's gen. Gonna break that. However, we don't have Brutal Strength, allowing Ducky to get a bit more prog. We did pull up power right before it hit 2 charges. No, this is not what we want to see happening. And this gives Ducky a bit more space here, a bit more time to maneuver, get around the crane once, get to the pallet, looping very well. We get another gen finished, and we're down to 1 gen remaining here for our killer Mert here. Oh my, we get Perks here, hit taking for Ducky. However, guys, it's Jewel Beetle, but there is a pallet nearby and they actually make it. However, Rick shows us why just the level of Wesker they are, getting that immediate down despite Perks making the pallet. And we're gonna go pick and hook here on our pain res, likely, unless we wish to drag. Looks like we're going to drag, actually. We're in actually a fairly tight region. We're gonna drag here on the deep 12. This is still looking like 4K1 territory, possibly. The Gen Prog isn't really, or like, isn't really here. We have like a bit of prog here on the 11 Gen. It's regressing right now. I believe it looks like, sounds like 30%, maybe 40%. But yeah, no, this is a good position to be. We have an injured survivor, a hooked survivor, and a healthy survivor. The injured survivor just cleared the infection. We kind of know where they are. They're towards that 7 side of the map, and we do see Claude running towards there. They might be trying to get a reset going. Oh no, problems team as we catch Ducky trying to rotate as Claude was trying to bait Mert. Not taking the bait, catching Ducky rotating, and now we're going to try to intercept Mert here. Honestly, I think we could just go to the hook at this point. There's not enough gen pressure for survivors to finish a gen, and they're going to try to have to save. And it's going to be a hook trade if what do you call that? If they're not all healthy. We do catch Juggernaut in chase. Will Ducky be able to make the save? We get the slam. Ducky just able to get the pull on Perks. I think that was maybe a misplay by Mert here. I think the better play would have been to go to the hook and guard it for that second stage before committing to anyone working a gen or anything. But we still have 3 survivors injured here. We could just, if we have some fast chases, we could honestly see, speaking of fast chases, we could honestly possibly see slugs coming out, securing a possible 4K1 here for the killer. We see Perks here on the hill. Will we get a Wesker bound? We vault the window. Ooh, but they doubled back. But I don't think they'll be making anywhere as very good patience here by Merc. Getting the slam here. Juggernaut getting the pick in time on Ducky. And our survivors once again are all moving back towards the generator side of the map. But I'll be honest, I don't think they have time to reset as we get a pain res hook here, hitting this generator. It's fully regressed. It's back down to 0, guys. And with that, I'll be honest, we are looking at a 4K1, I feel here, as Juggernaut does a very fast pull. However, they're fully infected with that 4% hinder. It's going to be extremely hard to loop Mert here. Oh my. Well, I mean, I assume your Perks is going to come and pull Ducky. No, Perks opts to cleanse instead of pull, and Juggernaut goes down. We're going straight towards the hook here to try and interrupt the unhook. We get clipped a bit on terrain, cutting our first bounce slightly short. But it is all good as Perks was not able to make it fully towards the hook. And with, I was gonna say, and with that is a 4K1, but Perks managing to make it to the window here, going in our likely final chase of the trial, getting that quick drop with 5 moves / 5 steps ahead with Nuke 1 perk with a 50% increased animation recovery after dropping a pallet. But with that is a 4K1 here for our killer. Merc showing some crazy Wesker bounce. With that, we're going to probably see a Wesker more here on Juggernaut as Ducky is about to go second. Yes, and Perks is going to be sacrificed. And we do have the Wesker Mori here. As the hip kids would say it these days, it's Weskin time. For Claude here is Mori'd by Wesker. Very well played here by Mert to secure a 4K1 here for their team. And on Wesker too, Wesker this season has been looking at mostly stages, and 4Ks do happen, but they're not as common as they were last season. Though it is Wrecker's Yard instead of Cold Tower 1, so that could also have an effect as it. But Wesker is also a very practiced and very studied set. So we'll be right back as we get Radiance Killer on with a win condition of 4K2 and a tie condition of 4K1. Very good stuff here by our both teams. Such an exciting first match. And honestly, Mert showing us just how cracked they are at Wesker. Very well played by them. All right. we're going to go and get the next lobby sorted, and I'll be back with you guys momentarily. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League main bracket round 2 of season 4 here with Mercy versus Radiant. This time we have Radiant on the killer with a win condition of 4k2 and attack condition of 4k1. We have a very similar build here with Painrest Erupt Corrupt with Agitation, but instead of, I believe, Egg, we have Lion Medallion, which is a 30% increase in our throw distance alongside Jewel Beetle, which is a very nice combo to get those wall hits. Merc here getting hit, unfortunately, as they drop that pallet. A very common Wesker interaction as you hit a survivor. As they drop the pallet, you slam them on the pallet that they just dropped. Very, very unlucky. But Merc here on the Nia, hopefully able to juice. If their performance on Survivor is as good as their Wesker performance, it's going to be great to watch. And I mean, we've seen, like I said, I've seen Merc last season. They performed exceptionally well, and I mean, I'm expecting just as well this season. Unfortunately, there was not much pallets that they could have made up. They could have probably made that pallet here in this gym, but it would have been not risky, it would have been close. Like, I feel like Wesker would have probably got them as they rounded the corner, but it is what it is. So Merc gets put up here on the hook. You can hear generators in the background being worked on, about 50%. We have another generator at 50% as well here in 6. And we're going to be looking for our survivors. We see, I believe that's Noah on the Dwight. We could see Doc working the gen at the 6 side, I'm pretty sure. And Outer is somewhere lurking. Well, now they're on a gen at 20%. So I like this. The survivors are on gens right now. Merc is just sitting on the hook, waiting. We're probably going to see someone rotate after a gen pops, which is likely going to happen very soon. I believe Noah's gen might be popping. Yes, there it goes. Now, I was mistaken. I mixed up Noah and Doc from the far. Their silhouettes look similar, and the shirt color was also very similar. Well, at least the center part of their shirt, I'll be so honest. I didn't realize Noah had red sleeves. We hopefully will be getting a pull on Merc very soon as they're about to go second here. Will we see someone rescue our poor survivor? The answer is looking like no. And they will be going second here as our Wesker kicks this generator. We do spot Noah here in the chase. Will we get a bound? Oh my, what a dodge by Noah. Not quite a hit. And we're going to go run back towards the hook. We could see a survivor. I believe that was Outer coming to pull. The pull does happen. Will we see a For the People? And, oh, it was Doc. My bad. I keep mistaking Doc for other people, guys. Oppa. And Doc does have this pallet to play. They get the drop. They get the pallet vault. They are now fully infected. This might actually be a good target switch here for Ultra to get the down quickly here on Doc. Maybe get a Pain Res going on them. Get the vault. Will they make it around with that 4% hinder? It's looking like not. We get the down, hit that Erupt. It looks like we're going to slug. Did we see Merc here lurking by this hill? The answer is yes. Unfortunately, we had a camera bug there when I was swapping to Merc POV. And they're going to be running closer towards the edge of the map here. They are partially infected, and this is looking danger for them, honestly. Are we just waiting for the full infection here? Is Ultra counting the infection timer? Oh, we're also... Oh my god, that was almost a full infection. But that doesn't matter, I think, as that wall splat here with Jewel Beetle means that we get 2 tapped, as they could not make a resource. And we will be putting Merc on the hook here as our first sacrifice at 3 generators in. Looks like, yeah, Wesker is saying you will not live to see the dawn pretty much means they will be dead by daylight. Oh my, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so Doc here is fully infected. We do see the generator here at the 3 o'clock side. Um, very high prog. And I think we did spot Noah here. I caught a glimpse of red. And it is Doc managing to get rid of their Ouroboros infection with that first aid spray. Very, very good for them, meaning that they'll no longer suffer from that 4% hinder and the potential to get insta-down by Virulent Bound. We do get a throw here onto the wall. However, it was not like a long-range splat, and they do make this pallet. However, Ultra here... Oh, barely missing! I honestly thought I was gonna connect. We do have a bound coming up. We're gonna not bring it up as we're waiting for probably charge number 2. This pallet can be a bit... I was gonna say it's gonna be a bit unsafe as the down does come. We do see a survivor on the generator here. It is going to be looking like they're going to play this pallet. I think it's Doc. It is Doc. I did mistake Doc for another player this time. Oh my. We are at 2 generators left. This puts us at our win con, I'm fairly certain. And if another gen pops, that will be our Tycon as the survivor gets picked up here by Outer. Honestly, this is a precarious position, I feel. It is very potentially a 3 slug could happen fairly quickly here. It looks like we're gonna cash in a pain res. We have Agi, so hopefully we can make a pain res before Doc finishes this gen. But oh my god, that is a far pain res. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it, guys, as Doc just finishes the gen right then and there. And they managed to last slightly long enough in chase here, maybe for Outer to get a very quick unhook. They do. Oh man, we are now in our tie condition. That was very unfortunate. Pain res RNG for our killer Ultra here. We get the vault. We get the revault. No, they go. Oh, I thought they went long. I didn't hear them revault, and unfortunately, that does mean Noah goes down here. Oh my god, what a set so far. Very explosive from both sides. Are we going to see a basement hook potentially? Or are we going to see a hill hook? There's 2 pain rest options here. I think the hill is the stronger of the 2. As Wesker can defend hill gens hill hooks pretty well. Given that the survivors have only 1 avenue of approach to save from a hill hook. I'm gonna go kick that main gen, fully regressing it apparently. And I think the survivors are going to be back on that gen here in main, and we're going to have Doc here lurking the pull at 7. Honestly, this could be still very much a tie. It depends really on how the survivors play this situation. Are they able to rescue Noah? Because if they're put in a 1v2 situation here without them having very extremely high gen pressure, I don't think it's savable. So I don't think it's winnable here. It's going to likely be a tie depending on how strong the chases of our survivors are. It looks like Doc is spotted here by our killer, and they know that Outer is in the shack. Does Outer come to pull? No, it looks like Outer is sticking in the shack here, and Noah is unfortunately sacrificed here on the hook. Honestly, we did see a survivor in the shack working it. I wouldn't be surprised if Ultra leaves, and it looks like they do. They leave, go to shack, checking on our shack prog. Outer just fully pre-leaving here, seeing our shack prog at 75% would... Honestly, that would make my heart rate go up here. That'd be a bit stressful. Meaning that our chase has to be pretty fast here, or we need to be very non-committal as we do not want that gen finishing. As we can see here, Doc instead opting to go to a different gen instead of the shack gen is definitely a choice, but I could see it's fairly safe. Like, they could work 2 different gens, right? And pressure both. The gen is now at about 50%. Outer here needs to make a chase happen here in the 1v2 if they don't want this to tie. Ultra here trying to win that mind game. Outer faking the pallet vault, but they do get tagged here, and it looks it looks like we're going to just leave that, and we're gonna go look for our other survivor. We still see a gen regressing, and I'm sure Ultra can put 2 and 2 together and see that there is another gen here with progress. And my word, it looks like another gen at 75% progress. It looks like we're going to drop that. We're going to go to Shack. We hear of Shack Vault, which means Outer was here. And we spot them going towards the 10 side of the map. Well, 11 side of the map. Now they're going 12, and they get a bit of distance here with this Jiggy. They have the pallet to play, and they drop it. Oh my god, this is scary. But Outer does go down here, unfortunately. And this gives eruption to our survivor. But will we get the Pain Res hook with Agi? I'm fairly certain there's no way that gen finishes. And we can see Doc here abandoning the generator to try and go and stealth away to try and maybe recover the situation with a pull. They probably will assume that Ultra is going to make a beeline straight to the generators to check the progress. They see the regressing generator, and they know the survivors are not here. So they probably can like eventually make the guess that someone is going to play for the unhook, and they did. Oh me, oh my. We see both survivors here, and it looks like Ultra might be going here instead for Doc. It'll be a good idea to get Doc injured, as that means that they will struggle to stealth out with their grunts of pain being heard due to the injury. We do get the tag, and are we going to leave this and go straight to our gens? We have Outer once again on that Shack generator, and they're gonna pre-leave it, and we're gonna get a kick here on the gen, putting Eruption back on it. This is what we need here to hold this this 3 gen. Oh me, oh my, guys. This is such a strong performance here by both Ultra and Mert on the killer. And the survivors as well doing a good job to put the 4K1 result. And look, like, this is a crazy 1v2. I'm fairly certain a lot of... You hate to see that. I'm fairly certain 90% of other teams here would have just died. They wouldn't have recovered that. In fact, I probably wouldn't have even gotten to 1 gen remaining. Ooh, we need to get the down fairly quickly here as the gens are getting progressed. We can see Outer walking back into that mid. Are we going to kick it once more? It looks like yes. And a kick here means that the gen will regress further. We're kind of just hovering the gen, making sure no one can work it, letting it regress, which is what we want to see here, giving us more time in a chase when we finally do get a commit to it. But it's all up to Outer and Doc to last in these chases to get up that to build up that regression, those regression events, hitting eventually possibly hitting the 8 regression limit, preventing Ultra from actually committing a chase anywhere. Uh-oh. Danger team as Outer is fully infected, and now also grabbed because they were put in a very precarious position here. The gen does erupt. Will we get back in time? It is up to Doc to try and get this finished. It is not looking likely as the killer is right there. Will Doc finish the gen? The killer comes into the shack, and the answer is no! As we get down here, and we will be getting a tie for our troubles. And a Wesker Mori. Oh, poor Quan. And that will wrap up our first set here with a tie for both teams. Extraordinary performance from both sides. Oh me, oh my. We're gonna go move on to our second set here, and it's going to be Radiant's pick on Nightmare in Wretched Shop. So I will be with you guys momentarily as we get that lobby sorted. See you guys in a bit. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Main Bracket Round 2 here in Season 4 of Mercy versus Radiant. We have Radiant's pick here of Nightmare in Wretched Shop, and we have Ultra once again back at it on the killer for Radiant. Pretty much the same survivor lineup here for our survivors on Mercy, but instead Outer has swapped out for Bandit. Bandit the GOAT. We've seen him last season, and we're glad to see him again this season. Such an exceptional player. I'm one of the best in the world in my opinion, so excited to see how they play and excited to see how this goes. We get a first chase here in the front of main. They make this filler, and they are still awake and they get the stun. Doc here getting hit by that Dream Snare. So they are now asleep. Future Dream Snares applying that hinder, and Dream Pallets able to injure them. They dodge that Dream Snare. What a little sidestep. I think this means they still get M1, however. Gonna get the snare into the M1. A little run in there to try and avoid, try and avoid the hit and get the killer to whiff a swing. We're gonna run towards the 6 side here, and we're gonna get a Dream Projection over the pallet. Will this result in a down? No, as what do you call that? As they do fake it, and the Bandit comes in here to support our survivor and drop the pallet. The first gen pops in the background. Bandit showing us why he's so fucking cracked, man. That was such a smooth entrance by Bandit to come and support the tunnel out. But now we're in a chase with Bandit with no resources and snares, so we're going to be running towards this edge map here and unfortunately going down. Oh my, Sloppy is in play as well, so a thing to note is that it takes a long time to get these resets compared to what it would usually take. And with our Never Sleep, not Never Sleepless, that's Legion. With our pill bottle, it will mean as the game goes on, it becomes easier and easier for survivors to fall asleep. And with Nancy's Masterpiece, our teleports are 10%, like the cooldown of our teleports are 10% faster if I recall correctly. So the Dream Projection is a very useful tool here in Freddy's arsenal for their map mobility and macro pressure. Honestly, I did mention this earlier in the day today, but I really do enjoy just how well the Freddy rework has gone compared to what he was before. I think he's in a fairly good spot here, and his power has some nuances and complexities to it now, and there's a lot of skill expression I feel with the Dream Snare and the Dream Pallets, and a lot of things you can do with the Dream Projection. It's just really cool to see. Will we see a secure here on Bandit's second stage? It looks like Ultra is making the survivors work for this unhook if they want, but it's not looking likely as Bandit will be left here till second. And yeah, there they go. Off to second stage. 2 hooks in now for our killer player. I think we did spot Doc. Oh, this is problems, team. Doc is injured and asleep. The worst possible situation you could be in against Nightmare. The Dream Snare does whiff. Doc doing a really good job dodging these Dream Snares today, by the way. However, they don't have quite the distance, and they do go down. Oh no. We're gonna get a Dream Projection here, straight back to the hook. Seeing if we could catch a rotate, and we do. Throw Dream Projection into the jungle gym here, assuming the survivor is going to be here. We're going to set up a couple of pallets as well, and it looks like Bandit might be left here on the hook. We have Noah here attempting to come in for the save. However, will this snare mean that the snare doesn't happen? Oh, but they barely get it, and the hook trade goes through, and Bandit is going to enter their final chase, likely of the trial here. A gen in the background pops, putting us at 3 generators remaining. That was an insanely close save here by our survivors. Oh my, it would have been disaster if Bandit went from first hook till dead. Not going to lie, guys. We're gonna get the down. We get the killer instinct of a sleeping survivor trying to heal another person, which this will also allow Nightmare here to teleport if they keep healing. And it looks like we're gonna opt to take that here. Oh, I think we over-teleported. I think we meant to teleport to the heal, but instead we teleported to the generator. A bit of an oopsie there, but the heal does not go through, so never punished. However, they do make a bit of distance getting to this pallet. I'm gonna put some Dream Snares here. We're in chase here with Noah, who is almost asleep. One Dream Snare hit will put them asleep. And this would be a very good spot here for Ultra if we could get a down relatively quickly. But Noah slams a pallet in their face saying, no, we're not going down today. Or at least at this very moment. We get a teleport here to try and cut Noah off. And this is an opportunity cost as a Gen will finish in the background because of this. Oh, sorry. No, this is Doc we teleported. Guys, I might be getting tired. And we did interrupt. The Gen does not finish. Pastor's Curse. A Gen does finish in the background as we do get a down here on Doc. Guys, my bad. We have Noah working a generator here that's about 75%. I believe Merc is the one that finished the previous generator. We're gonna go get a hoof, but it's not a pain res. The Survivor's not resetting us aggressively here due to that Sloppy Butcher, and that it combos really well with sleep pills, because like if you fall asleep while resetting a Survivor, you're gonna offer Freddy a chance to, you know, teleport over and wake and interrupt your heal. And if he does so, if you have Sloppy, that wastes all of the heal progress you've made. And if you decide to let go of the heal to wake yourself up or to get woken up, that's more heal progress lost to Sloppy. Like, such a good combo here with Freddy, honestly. But we do get a pull here, and we do get the reset. However, we have two sleeping survivors now, and we catch, I believe, Doc immediately after their unhook. They're about to fall asleep as well, so this is looking pretty good here for Ultra. The M1 here gets them, it puts them to sleep. And the snare does not connect. Dodging the pallet here. Very well played by our survivors. So far, none of the dream pallets really have connected. We've been using them more as a zoning tool at this point, I'll be honest. Ooh, we get the snare. And unfortunately, this is a dream pallet, so she has to, Merc has to flare out here instead of committing towards the pallet. Otherwise, that would have been resulted. That would have potentially resulted in a very quick 2-tap. But our survivors here playing as well as they possibly can, considering we're in a 1v3 situation. Oh me, oh my. We have 3 injuries across the board. This could be very bad if the survivors are unable to reset. Oh no, the killer is... We fake a teleport and get an interrupt. Instead, we're going to go back to the gen here. Maybe we could catch a survivor? No, not quite. But that's what I mean, right? Once you fall asleep, if you're healing, you're going to be immediately revealed to Freddy in Killer Instinct, and they could be able to teleport to you. And whether or not they, like, follow through with that teleport or simply tap it to like kind of fake you out. If you have Sloppy, letting go even for a split second causes loss of healing progress. And that wastes even more time here for their survivors, as time is something I feel at this point our survivors don't have a lot of. With everyone injured, someone on hook, it is looking scary. Ideally, Ultra finds another survivor here. Like, I was going to say the best possible outcome would be to get a down before the unhook happens, but the unhook does happen, and they're going to probably try and get a reset going. But first, they're going to have to wake each other up, I feel. And we are in chase here with Merc, as Quan and Dwight have woken themselves up here, and they're going to be getting resets likely very soon. We got a teleport here to cut off Merc from main. The question is, can they make anything, especially with that Dreams there, and it's not looking likely. And they do go down. Very, very unfortunate for Merc. And this is exactly what we need right now, a pain rest. putting a pain rest on, cashing in on Merc's pain rest. All that's left now is Doc's and Noah's pain rest. We catch a survivor with this teleport, and this could be very bad. Is this going to be our first Dream Palette injured? No, but it does cost it down with this Dreams. I'm so sorry, Ultra. My bad with the Caster's Curse. I honestly thought they would be able to snare it to hit that, but I guess they just had just enough distance to make that pallet drop. Oh my. They do get the vault here in Shack. I think at this point it's less of Dream Palette use. They need to hit the Dream Snare. Or they just need to catch Noah doing that, I guess. Unfortunate with the check spot there in the Shack with the medium vault getting hit as they vaulted is not ideal. But I mean, you can medium vault check spot Shack. It is very, very possible. You just gotta kind of hug the window, right? And then when the killer, I think the timing is when the killer passes the first locker by the door. If they're passing that side, that's when you start the medium. But with that, we will be getting another pain rest up here, which is what we need here on our killer. And it looks like we're going to erupt this gen here. That's about 50%. We're going to be entering our chase here with Merc here in the top of the map. I believe we are in our 1 tile. And we're going to opt to teleport and we catch a survivor. Crazy game sense here. Knowing exactly where our survivors are planning to be. Will we get a Dream Snare here? Potentially no. Oh my, they don't make it the window. And they do go down for that. This is Danger Team. I'm surprised we're getting a pick here instead of trying to commit Noah and leaving this person slugged. But I guess we want that pain rest. And that's fair enough. Wanting to secure this 4K2 is very, very, very high on Ultra's priority list right now, I feel. Oh, I was going to say Noah is in a bit of a precarious position. However, they still have this filler. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. Oh my. As Ultra tried to punish a vault there with a lunge, it just didn't quite have enough distance. And we do get the down, and we're going to go and put Noah on a hook now to set our sacrifice. Second sacrifice of the trial. Oh, Dwight. Putting us in a 1v2 at the 2 generator situation, and at this point, it's extremely unlikely a generator pops, I'll be honest. We saw Kate, and we're gonna opt to get a teleport. We see another set of scratch marks here. Oh my. It's looking like we did find Doc. However, honestly, at this point, any survivor down is good, right? Like, you'll get your eruption proc. You'll potentially get aura if the survivor is working the eruption gen, which if you get aura in a 1v2 and the other survivor, it's over, right? Like, they can't really hide from you, which is one of the main things you need to recover those 1v2 situations. Merc here entering chase, but they are sleep immune, thus rendering Ultra as pretty much just an M1 killer. Not really much they can do here. However, we get the teleport and we get the drop here. Not a full stagger, as they did path in the correct side of the hill, where it's like only a very light stagger because of how it's angled. Merc loses their sleep immunity, so if we're going to end up in a chase with them, now's a good time. Doc honestly should think about getting one of those clocks to become sleep immune so that they're a lot safer against this killer. We are now entering chase here in our 9 side. And if we get it down quickly here, this is trouble for our survivor roster. Very good chases here by Merc, buying Doc and as much time as they can to get this gen progress, but Ultra knows that that's the plan and doesn't commit the chase for too long. Instead opts to drop and teleport to the gen that they assume Quan is on, and they did guess right. Oh no, and Doc does lose that 50. Unfortunate. We are now going to enter our final chase of a trial, and this is pretty much going to secure a 4K2 here for Ultra. Such a solid result here on the Friday. On the Freddy, oh my. They do have this pallet here in this jungle gym. Will they drop it? Probably. Gonna just hit the gotta break that. And this is now, this pallet is, sorry, this gym is now reduced to an L instead of two L's with a pallet in one of them and a window in the other. It's just a single L with a window. Oh my, and we're gonna get the pick here and put Merct on the hook. Now all we have to do is find Doc, put them on the hook, or Mori them. And I think we do hear them to the right here. And it will be a Freddy Mori to end our first set here on a 4K2 for Ultra. Oh my. No, that was very good result here for Ultra. Setting the win condition out of getting a 4K2 result sets the win condition out of 4K3 for our other killer. And a 4K2 tie condition, which is fairly strong in the Nightmare, but I wouldn't count it out yet, as Nightmare has had multiple high 4Ks in this season of Blood Rush League. But then again, with Mercy versus Radiant, these two teams are extraordinarily good. Like, they play at such a high level, so we're going to have to see if they're able to get this win condition. It's going to be hard, I fear, but it's not impossible, maybe. So we're going to be right back, and we're going to get the next lobby going, and we're going to see how Mercy's killer does. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Main Bracket Round 2 Season 4 here with Mercy versus Radiant, with Merc back on the killer here for Mercy. Very excited to see Merc play more killer. They kind of cooked on the Wesker set, and they're back now on the Nightmare set. And hopefully we get some cool chases and some cool power usages here out of them. We do get into a very quick chase here with Ultra, our previous Nightmare, and we do get a down here as Ultra unfortunately pathed to a Dream Pallet and wasn't really a resource for that they could use. However, we're going to take the tag here. We have the same build with Painrest, Erupt Crop, Sloppy with Nancy's Masterpiece, and pill bottles. So faster falling asleep as the game goes on, 10% faster dream projector cooldown, and Painrest, Erupt, Corrupt with Sloppy Butcher. Sloppy Butcher, I think, again, like I said earlier, Sloppy Butcher very strong on this killer, especially as it gets later and later into the game, with the pill bottles making the survivors fall asleep a lot faster. Possibly catching us, making a survivor fall asleep mid-heal, ruining the survivor's reset there, but or delaying a reset for a survivor, as forcing them to have to go to a clock to get awake before starting a reset is also another thing Sloppy can do here, alongside the pill bottle. We do get a tag here on Perks, and they're making their way into the shack. Oh, a head-on comes, and the firecracker by, I think that was Ducky. Oppa, what a play here by our survivors on Radiant. Extending Perks' chase here by a little bit longer, meaning that they didn't have to drop the Shack Pallet till now. And there goes Shack Pallet, guys. The Shack has been dropped at 5, every pub player's worst nightmare. And we do go down here, unfortunately, at the Jungle Gym at 4 next to Shack. We do see a Pain Res nearby, and we're gonna go put the survivor on the Pain Res, hitting Juggernaut's gen, putting it down to 75%, and we will now be having a spectator bug as I swapped off at the killer at the wrong time. We do get a kick here on the generator, fixing our spectator bug, thankfully. We're gonna put several dream pallets, trying to detonate, trying to maybe catch a survivor off guard. But against the level of these players, I don't think we'll be catching people off guard with the dream pallet, I'll be honest. Ooh, very good Jiggy's not Jiggy. Very good red state manipulation there to Merc to get Ultra to second guess where they're going. And as soon as you hesitate on Survivor, you're probably going to get hit. But we catch the unhook, hopefully. Yes, we do spot Perks here. We get a detonation, putting Perks straight to sleep. A Dream Snare is thrown but dodged. Will Perks make it anywhere? Oh my. Ducky coming in to support. We get the tag. Will we get the pallet stun? No, we don't. It's all up to Perks here to get a good chase. However, with the strength of that hinder, it looks like they will be going down. And we will be having a Death Hook Survivor at 5 gens. Merc really showing us how to do it here. Walking through that pallet was extremely scary, guys. I'll be honest. But we are in a chase right now. We catch a Survivor with our Killer Instinct after teleporting up. I was gonna say if a pull was going to happen, that's a bit early on the pull. 5 shots still are in play as Survivors on Death Hook. We're looking at a very, very strong position here for our killer. If we're going to hit that 4K3 win condition, this is the kind of pressure the killer needs right now. If they keep this up through this game, with the 4K3, I can see it being a very good possibility. However, Generator does pop, making it so that we no longer can have another Generator pop in this trial. Actually, guys, I made a mistake. 5 generators were still in play, not 4. My bad. We can still have one more Generator pop for our win condition. We get a tag here on Juggernaut, and it's going to be a hook trade as Juggernaut goes down, hitting that eruption on the gen next to the hook. And we're going to go straight into chase here against Perks, hitting a Dream Snare, filling up that sleep meter by 50%. And it looks like we're going to hit the teleport, and oh, catch a Survivor possibly at the shack area. Oh, we catch Ducky here, still injured. Oh no! A missed swing. Tragedy strikes us. Another missed swing happens. Ducky with faking these pallets is crazy. We're eventually going to get Dream Snared here, and there's not going to be a missed swing after that. However, we did get a pick on our slug here. And we spot Claude with our Dream Projection. A pallet does explode, putting her to sleep. A second pallet happens, meaning that she does go down. Not much Claude could do there. If she passed anywhere else, she just gets M1. Which I think would be the better result there, as forces the killer to waste a bit more time wiping the weapon. But I could see I could see reasoning why she just well, I'm getting hit no matter what here, might as well keep running forward. But it is what it is. Oh, we catch Perks here. This is the best Survivor for us to catch right now. They get a pallet detonation. Perks is still awake, so that wouldn't injure him. It'll just progress the sleep meter. And that puts Perks to sleep here, potentially giving us a very solid hit with a Dream Pallet. Perks being very patient, not getting hit. Very well played by them. And I think, however, this might be a bit rough here for Perks as they go down, and our first sacrifice will happen with 4 generators remaining in the trial. We're going to see a Scourge Hook being used here, which is notable. Though Perks has no more has had their Pain Rest been used, there is hooking there will disable that Scourge Hook for some time, as sacrificing a Survivor does disable the hook unless it's a basement hook. However, that main gen progression is terrifying. I'll be so for real. With ourselves at our win condition here, if a generator pops, we will be at the tie condition. And that will mean that we would have, if we get 2 ties, by the way, in one match, that will be crazy, because we did tie the Wesker set with 2 4K1s on both teams. So, very, very curious to see what the result of this one would be. And if it's another tie, I'm going to be here for a while, so we're going to have to rerun those sets. Oh my. And I think I've already been here quite a while. We've had a lot of games tonight and all of them wonderful. And I'm just happy to be here, being able to cast for you guys. However, Ultra here just absolutely juicing. 2 missed whiffs here by Merc and a punished with a pallet stun. Very well played by them. We're going to teleport them in, making sure that the gen does not pop. And the Dream Pallet does not tag Ultra there, unfortunately. Oh, however, it is this window vault. We've seen this earlier on our Nightmare set. And that gets the injure. Oh me, oh my. That's a very strong pallet position, by the way. If they take that window vault, they will it's always pretty much undodgeable. Like hitting a UVX on a survivor vaulting a window. They're stuck in an animation. Can't really dodge. We catch a survivor here. It is going to be Claude here. And Claude, thankfully, is fully healthy. As we enter another chase here, leaving leaving Ultra slugged over there in the jungle gym. However, a generator is being pumped away in the background by Shaq. Will we get the teleport? Or will we interrupt the gen? Oh my. Merc having to teleport. Does he get the trap? They do! Oh my god, the game sense of Merc to know that that gen was in danger of popping, teleporting to interrupt it. Oh my, gen pressure on the survivors though is absolutely insane right now. I honestly will be scared in Merc's position here. Like, you have 2 very high progress gens. Though our survivors are 3 injures, we do know that one of them has picked up the slug. It's still like a bit scary. Like, if you make a single mistake or a single overcommit on a chase, these gens will pop and we'll be off to our we'll be off to the tiebreaker no matter what, but we'll be off to a tie for this set as well, or a potential a tie for this set, which means a rerun, which also might mean another potential tie. This might just loop infinitely here till I fall over from exhaustion. But no, that's very unlikely. These teams are very good and they're very, very closely matched here. But I don't think I don't think we're gonna get repeat ties like over and over again. Eventually one of the teams will pull through. And I'm very curious to see which team it is. We get the down through the pallet stun. Crazy. Eruption hits both gens. The question is which gen to go to. We do have a little bit of a fake out on that gen. And we see the other survivor run into the shack area. And running towards our jungle gym here at the 6 area. I'll be honest, like, this is looking really scary. Merc couldn't really hard commit one of those 2 generators. We're gonna go pick up Ultra here. I think Pain Res is such a valid play here. And we are going to get it, I think, as the gen is only about 75%, so no way it finishes. Juggernaut is now awake, using one of the clocks to wake themselves up, giving them that sleep immunity. Pretty much making Freddy a pure M1 killer against them. So we are doing Trapper ones, but with a cool claw instead of a cleaver. We are just looking around now for our survivors. Oh my, as a generator pops in the background. It looks like that was the generator at main. It's just the generator spread was so wide and so hard to defend. And that will make it so that we are at our Typhon, ladies and gentlemen. And if no other gen finishes and the survivors are all killed at this gen count, we will be running 2 sets again, assuming we get assuming none of the teams get to 2 wins before we get back to the Freddy set. We do spot, is that Claude? I think, yeah, that is Claude. Juggernaut here on the Claude, taking the chase away from the active gens, away from the hook, but Merc is not biting. Oh, and Ultra does get left till second there. Very unfortunate, as the survivor lurking for the pull did get spotted. Will we get the down here? And it is a big fat yes. It is now up to Juggernaut to try and recover this. Will they get it? Oh no, the Dream Pallet! And that will bring us to Another tie as Ultra takes a hit here, entering our final chase of the trial. Unless Ultra somehow recovers this and gets a generator done, we are at another tie here on our Nightmare set. Hey, I mean, it's good content, I guess. When I said this would be good content, I guess I was correct. Oh my! A Dream Ballad hit around the corner. And with that down, this brings us to a tie at a 4K2 here for Mercs on the Nightmare. Both teams extremely evenly matched. Oh me, oh my. We're now going to enter our cleanup phase, I guess, of the game, where we're going to go to each of the slugs and hook them. However, it is not over. If Ducky or Juggernaut manage to bleed out, it won't be a tie and it'll be a set win for our survivors here on Radiant. This is all up to if Ducky is able to hide, and they are currently next to a fire barrel. So maybe they won't be able to hide, I'm not sure. Their bleed out timer is about halfway through, so no, we do spot them and we will be picking and hooking them now. We're gonna be getting a pain rest, W pain rest, getting some damage generator blood points here at the end, closing out our set with a 4K2 on both sides. We will be moving on now to our clown set on Dead Dog Saloon to see if one of these two teams can actually get a match on get a set on top of one get a set over each other. Oh my! All right, we're gonna get that lobby set up now with I believe it's going to be Mercy on the clown first, so we'll be right back. Welcome back to Blood Rush League main bracket, round 2, season 4 here with Mercy versus Radiant. We have Mercy here on the tiebreaker up first with Merc playing clown for them in Dead Dog Saloon, and we have the Radiant survivors here trying to get perhaps a result that's not a tie, as our two previous sets have tied on Mastermind and 4K1 ties and Nightmare and 4K2 ties, respectively. Looks like we have a very interesting build here, as we have turned back the clock. It's always nice to see. I love seeing this new perk, seeing how different teams use it. Like, we did have a Lich earlier using turn back the clock quite efficiently. But we have Thrill, Ruin, Pain Rest, turn back, and I'll be honest, I am not, Cloud is one of my lesser played killers, so I'm not super familiar on the add-ons, but it's probably some sort of duration on the... I'll be honest, I'm not sure what the add-ons are. All we... Mixed bottle good. It's not the haste though, because the haste is only at 12% here. And I believe the haste add-ons are not allowed in the current balancing, as our first hex goes away and our clown wins the 50-50 here. Merc winning the Hex Totem RNG game of will Ruin or will Thrill be cleansed first, and it's Thrill, so Ruin is still in play. We are throwing a lot of yellow bottles here, but this will also give perks that haste, but I think the Clown benefits from it more as they have a higher base movement speed. Oh my, they actually won that window. Very well played here by Perks. Really utilizing this the water tower palette and window very well. However, they will be eventually getting tagged here and be running towards the 7th side of the map here past Shack. The gen at 8 looking like it just finished here for our survivors, so we are 4 gens remaining, and we will be getting a down here on Perks. Very well played by Merc. Gonna get a quick yellow bottle here to get some haste as we travel towards our hook, and we could see Ultra here working away at that Ruin. And our survivor lurking here in Shack. And our main gen finishes, putting us at 3 generators remaining. Using these yellow bottles helps Clown get around the map really quickly. We're going to get a turn back the clock here on the generator at 9. A thing to note for our viewers here is, once again, I'm using the OCE clock calls. which I find a lot easier, I guess, for myself. So I do apologize if it does cause some confusion for some people used to like the EU calls. We get the haste bottle, we get the window vault, we still have the shack ballot, and it looks like Perks here was able to duck into the haste, getting that 12% haste for them. However, they do get slowed, and it looks like they're not really going to be able to make anything as the clown does down them. And this will be a pain res here in front of me, which is like what we want to see here. Cashing in our pain reses over the course of this game. This will help keep the chance from popping, which I think at this point in the game, that was a very good decision here to pain res, as we had potential to have multiple gens progress, as we have only been in chase with 2 survivors so far. One, I believe it was Dwight that rescued the basement, followed by a chase here with Bricks. But we are going to opt to drop this chase here to go back to the hook. A tunnel out on Perks is ideal right now for our clown player Merked here. Setting up some bottles here potentially so that we'll zone the survivor into the bottle, which is what happens here. The hinder hitting through the window. Ooh, attempted short swing, but Perks gets the pallets done. Well played. But it is the pallet here at 11, like the outhouse pallet. It's not safe, especially once it's down. It's one of those pallets I feel is stronger up than down, and I think that's a general consensus over it. A gen pops as we have 2 gens remaining, and we spend our turn back the clock once again on the gen here at 9, and we're gonna go enter a chase here with Ultra. And a tag goes through, putting Ultra in our injured state. We have 3 injured survivors now, which is a bit of a risky situation to be. However, Sloppy is not in play, as we do see Sloppy in some of the cloud sets, but not this one here right now. So the resets shouldn't take that long. And we do get the down here on Ultra. And we're gonna opt to slug here. Ideally, maybe we'll find the reset here, as I believe our 2 survivors here are potentially resetting. Well, they did get the reset off on Ducky. Oh, we do find Claude, and I think Claude might be a bit dead here, as there's nothing really to go to aside for the edge of the map. Very unfortunate. And if we find Ducky before they can recover our survivor, this... Oh my! And we did spot them crouching around the box, and this is gonna look like a 4K1 here for our clown. Merk doing an excellent job. A purple bottle to hit on Ducky. And I believe this will be likely closing out our game here. Oh my. Our slugs are far too far to get a recovery here, and we are now stuck on this pallet 50, and we do go down. And with that, that will secure a 4K1 here for Mercy on the Cloud. Solid result here on Dead Dog Salute for our Cloud. And I'm very curious to see if Radiant can match it with a 4K2 win condition, or are we going to see a 3rd tie on the 4K1? We are now once again in the phase of just picking up and hooking all of our survivors. What a solid play here by Bert. Honestly, I think Claude getting caught there at the edge map was a bit rough. If they got caught perhaps at a resource, they could have played something and lasted slightly longer, giving Dwight enough time to get the pick on Ultra. However, a thing to note, team, is that Ultra has tenacity and is in a bush that's very hard to see. If they manage to bleed out here, that will affect the tie condition, as a fresh hook bleeding out only will award 1 health state. 1 hook state, not health state. Oh my. Oh my, Merc looking around for this bleed out. This actually can spell the difference here for our survival, for our result of this match. We are going around looking for our survivor, but tenacity value is strong right now. And looks like Ultra might be successfully bleeding out here at the 6th side of the map. Oh my. Merc is running everywhere looking for our survivor. But time is running out. Ultra is about to perish in some bush at the 6th side. And thus will eliminate pretty much the tie condition here. Finally, probably going to be giving us a set win, unless the same thing happens on the other side, where it's also a 4k1 and a fresh hook bleeds out, which would be definitely something to see. Oh my. And that is a fresh hook bleeding out here, putting our win condition for our next killer at 4k2. Oh, sorry, at 4k1. Sorry, my bad. I think, yeah. So there is no longer a tie condition. If the next killer 4Ks ones without a survivor bleeding out that's fresh, that is a win for Radiant. So we're going to get the next lobby set up and we're going to see how Radiant's Clown does. I wonder if it's going to be Ultra again, who has been performing exceptionally well on both sides. We're going to be right back as we get the lobby sorted. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Main Bracket Round 2 Season 4 here with Mercy versus Radiant. This time we have Radiant here on the killer with Ultra on the cloud with a win condition of 4k1 and a tie condition of 4k1 with a fresh hook bleeding out. So the tie condition is unlikely to happen, I feel, and if it does, I don't know, like this whole fucking match will be a highlight or something. I don't know. We've already had 2 ties here, guys. If a 3rd tie happens, I don't know what I'll do, I'll be honest. But our first chase happens here with Merc on the Zarina in the middle of the map, and we do get a tag here from our Clown. It looks like we have a similar build here with turn back, erupt, pain rest, corrupt. Turn back and erupt once again, as I mentioned earlier, like it's a bit of counter synergy. But there are options for our killers to play around it with using turn back while Erupt is on cooldown, using turn back first and then erupting. Also, by the way, Bandit coming here to head on, missing the head on, and then coming out the window to hit take, recovering of the missed head on, extending Merc's chase slightly longer. Very well played by them. And we will be continuing our chase here. How long can Merc last? This is, I feel like these pallets, right? They tend to be a bit of a 50-50, but with Clown's power, it rigs the odds in the Clown's favor, I feel. It becomes less of a 50-50 and maybe like a 70-30 and sometimes an 80-20. Sometimes, honestly, it just feels like a 100-0. It feels like the Clown is gonna hit you no matter what. But yeah, we do get the down here on Merc to put them on a hook. Not a pain rest hook, mind you, so we still have our 4 pain rest stacks in the bank. We have turned back the clock, hitting the gen here at the 5 o'clock with the turn back. Very strong, very solid. And we're going to be getting our survivor off of this gen and gonna get it regressing, which is what we want to see. We do get a tag here on Noah. Oh me, oh my. Doc coming to pull Merc and using For the People on them, getting them back to healthy, like making it significantly harder for a tunnel out to happen. However, now we have 3 survivors injured and one of them is broken. 2 gens pop in the background, 3 gens remaining. If 3 gens can pop here, this will be the first set win here for Mercy, and if 3 gens are unable to pop here, it'll be the set win for Radiant. And if for some reason 2 gens pop and a fresh hook survivor bleeds out, that will be another tie. Hopefully that does not happen. But we are off now looking for survivors. The survivors managing to just disappear in the map. All of them kind of just lurking around. We could see some of our survivors are walking and all are kind of just spaced out. We're gonna um, have two survivors, however, resetting here. Oh no, and the reset is immediately found. 3 survivors found. It's a disaster. Oh no, and one of them is a Merc too. So this is our tunnel out. We do get the the purple bottle and the M1. That hinder is nasty, and that hit on the medium vault really cuts the distance that the survivor can make from that on-hit injure. Oh, will we get the down here? It looks like yes, as Merc does go down and will be put on our second hook of the trial here, putting them on death hook with 3 generators remaining. We do have a pain rest hook, and it looks like we're going to try and hook here by the 9 side of the map between 9 and main. And I think this is a fairly strong pain rest hook to have here. It watches this 9 area of the map. It's in front of gallows and all of that. However, we do have a lot of gens here in the 6. From the looks of this, 6, 3, and 2 side of the map, or 6, 3, and 1. But we also do have a gen, I think at 7, so we have like gallows 7 and 6 as a 3 gen here potentially. And I mean, I'll be honest, all Ultra has to do is kind of hold this 3 gen. Oh my, and Merc might be camped out here. We need Noah, the only healthy survivor, to potentially hook trade this. However, the clown is zoning them here at the shack ballot, and the other survivors are all injured, which means that they'll be unable to go for that hook trade. Here comes Noah. We get a purple bottle and an M1, and then we do get the hook trade here. And we're off to our tunnel out here on a Mert. Uh-oh. They might have fallen down the stairs. They cannot take this window vault, as this will be a medium, and they'll get grabbed. Danger here, and oh no. With that, we get our first tunnel out of the game, and with Noah being right here, they're unable to get the pick. We're gonna get another hook immediately after. This is looking very good here for our clown. So we're gonna go and look for the rest of our survivors. Now with 2 pain rests used, we get a turn back here on the generator at 6. This is what we want to see. Our survivors are kind of lurking around this 6 and 3 area. The survivor at 6 making their way towards 9 to pull off of that hook. Noah managing to get back the shack. Bandit lurking in the locker here with Iron Will head on. Going to be able to evade Ultra, thankfully. However, we get more scratch marks here, and we do find another survivor. It is Noah, and we get some haste here. A gen does pop, 2 generators do remain, and this does break our 3 gen here, meaning that we have a gen split of 2 and 2, which is really good for our survivors. We are on Bloodlust 1 here. Oh, can we get this down without reloading? We are on Bloodlust 2 now. Noah's playing this extraordinarily well. Fortunately, because of Bloodlust 2 and the totem, they don't make it as we hit Bloodlust 3 right as we get that M1. However, this chase might be what survivors need to get back into the game, as we put Noah here on the Scourge hook at 4. A thing to note is Ultra has not reloaded their bottles, unless I have a UI bug. We're at 0 bottles right now. They might need to reload that fairly soon, I feel. Okay, they are. However, we do see a generator here at the 7 area, fairly progressed here. I think the goal right now Ultra has is to kind of camp out this hook, force the survivor to maybe come and trade if they don't want it to be a 1v2, and if the survivor were to come trade, it has to be Doc. It can't be Bandit, as Bandit is unable to trade you that are being injured. A generator just pop, putting us at 1 generator remaining. So if the survivors pop another generator, Mercy will be taking this clown set. But if they get 4K'd at 1 generator remaining, it will very likely be not very likely be, it will be set win here for Radiant. Unfortunately, no one does die on the hook here, and we're going to go and look around at our generators. We do spot some progress here at the 2 side of the map, and we know that Bandit has been lurking this, and Doc is doing the Gallows gen right now. The Gallows gen about 40%. However, the clown is coming. Ultra spotting, Doc working that generator, which means Bandit hops on the fresh generator here at 2. There is eruption on that generator though, so if Doc does go down, it could be a bit cooked. Hitting that bottle on the tree so that the gas falls down to the ground, giving it quite a wide area too. Very smart here by Ultra. You can definitely see that they have played Cloud quite a decent bit. Oh, I think Doc is a bit cooked here as they do go down. A gen does pop, but Bandit does not get hit by Erupt as they properly communicate that, hey, I'm going down. Please let go of the gen if you don't want to get aura, and they do. So Bandit has to recover this for their team. They have Iron Will, so they're able to sneak around fairly well, and they have to maybe get a fast pull here, or even a slow pull, but stealthily. If they get spotted at all, the game will end in a 4K1 with a set win here for Radiant. Unless someone bleeds out. I really hope someone doesn't bleed out. But you can see here, right, how evenly matched both teams are. Absolutely crazy. Very, very strong stuff from both sides. But it is, I mean, like, it's a 1v2, guys, at 1 gen remaining with barely any gen prog left on the board. I think it is very much so going to be a 4K1 here for Radiant. It looks like Bandit is trying their best to sneak around to the hook here. They're behind the building at 6, making their way towards Zook. However, if they take too long, Doc is going to be on second stage, which I think at this point is inevitable. I think Doc always goes second stage, even if Bandit goes on a full sprint straight towards the hook. Oh my, we can see Ultra go into basement here, looking for Bandit, maybe trying to like just play for a hatch. But, oh yeah, a hatch would actually matter here. But it is going to be tough as, like, once again, Bandit is injured. Ultra is standing right here in front of Shaq. If they do get the hatch escape, that would be big. If they do, actually wait, if they do get the hatch escape, that is going to be a win for Mercy. Oh my, that was a very close bottle on the door. Oh, that bottle lingers. Such a smart play here by Ultra to throw the purple bottle on the door, meaning that Bandit will scream if they touch it. Oh no. Did they see Bandit? Oh my, Bandit stealth. Bandit. I'm not gonna lie, kind of rooting for Bandit here because this feels like a very unlikely escape. I'm pretty sure Ultra, if they just stand here, they can pretty much see both gates. Did they spot Bandit? No, not yet. As Bandit has to full send it as it is now. Yeah, it is not past the A side. Oh, unfortunate. As they do find Bandit, and that will secure the set win here for Radiant, getting our first set win of the match as oh, Bandit, as Ultra collects Bandit's finger. Ew, Mori. Okay, we will be right back as we run the Wesker set back and see who is going to. We're going to see who takes the Wesker set, hopefully, and hopefully not have another tie. We will be right back as we get that lobby set up. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4 main bracket round 2 here with Mercy versus Radiant. We are back at it again with our Mastermind set, trying to hopefully not get a tie this time, with Ultra here playing killer for Radiant on the Mastermind. We have Bandit here as our first chase. We have the same build from earlier with Agi. Painrus Erupt Corrupt Agi with Jewel Beetle and Lion Medallion. Hopefully we're gonna get some very cool throws from Virulent Bound, and perhaps get a couple of 2-taps with that Jewel Beetle Blind Medallion combo we saw earlier. It's always lovely to see those two add-ons get some value. But like I said, I really do enjoy the build. Like, Agi instead of Brutal Strength is slightly less common, but Agi does get you really good... Oh my. A throw there on Merc on the tree. Sorry, Agi just lets you get those hooks to where, get those downs to where you want them. Like, you could get to pretty much almost any hook you could, like, from, especially if you down in the center, you could get to almost any hook. And if you down in the edge, you always could probably make some sort of central hook. Oh no, Ultra getting stuck on the Scourge hook. This is not what you want to see. However, Merc here in the chase drops the pallet, and Ultra decides to just, you know, instantly break it, which is fair enough. That is a fairly okay pallet. Oh, unlucky, not a hit as a gen finishes in the background. Bandit also is now fully infected, and we do get it down here on Merc, and Ultra will be getting their first hook of the trial. A very quick Pain Res here, and they're back off towards the center of the map, looking for our survivors here. So, looks like that was a Pain Res, I think, by 5? Yes, it is 5, as we are using OCE calls, with 7 being the Carpile and Deep 6 and Deep Self. An insta-pull into for the people. A very early and aggressive pull here. Similar to some of the Wesker sets we saw earlier. I mean, I would say, like, it's pretty good considering that it was a for the people. If Merc was not healed, I would say it might be a bit sketchy. However, this is the Jewel Beetle Lion Medallion. Do they make a resource? No! And there we go. There is our second survivor now on... sorry. Our second hook of the trial now, and our first survivor on Death Hook. With Agi, we literally can pretty much make almost any hook here. And we decide to hook here at the Scourge Hook by Carpile. As another gen pops, we are 3 generators remaining here on the Wesker set. And we are now in chase with Doc here, our for the people player. It looks like our survivors would likely be lurking to try and get a reset here, and after this reset, maybe we'll see a 2-person unhook. I wouldn't be against a 2-person unhook, as I think we can't let Merc die here on hook if we want to get a solid result here for our survivors. There's just, I don't know. I feel like there's just not enough gen pressure. So we need our survivors to get the unhook so that Merc can have at least one more chase before being eliminated of our trial and being put, having our survivors be put in a 1v3. We get a throw here, but that means our other survivor here gets the unhook. Very good 2-person unhook here as Merc makes Shack Window. As we can see, they're the SB player here, so using that Sprint Burst to get the Shack window to make another resource after dropping Shack is a very good here. We're probably going to play around this hill, and maybe the death spot has been called to be at the top here by 12. Oh, we have Noah coming in here to hit take for Mert. This is going to be very good as Noah just has to stop moving here at the stairs.
Is that the best you've got?
Oh, what a bound. As unfortunately that catches Mert and will be our first sacrifice with 2 generators remaining. We do see another survivor here, and this will be very dangerous if Bandit gets caught and down. But I mean, big fan of Bandit. Love seeing them play, so hopefully they don't get caught. Okay, that's a bit of caster's curse. I'm really sorry, Bandit. I'm sorry, my bad. They do have this window here at the 4 lane and followed by the bus pallet maybe, but they decide to go to this Z-wall. And I mean, it's a Z-wall. There's not much you can do here, I'll be honest. As Bandit does go down, they do get the pick here on Noah, and I feel like Ultra here is in a pretty commanding position with a survivor that was slugged, which means Doc had to go and pick them up, which means that they could not be working generators. And now we know where roughly both survivors are due to the pick and the miss skill check. Looks like we're gonna take chase here with Noah. This is very bad for Noah as they are fully infected, which means they could be instant down by a bound, and they are 4% hindered. Will we get the hit? Oh, no, we don't quite make it up the stairs, but Noah does get that vault instead of... I mean, to be fair, it's really hard to react to Wesker bound there on that window unless you get that fast vault, which I don't think it's feasible, as you have to be on the opposite end of the wall and just hug it and then full sprint and vault. Like, you have a very small window, a couple of frames to get that fast vault, I think. Though I could be wrong, and it might not just be possible to fast vault. And we do get the insta down here due to them being fully infected by Ouroboros. We do get the pick here, and we're going to use Agi potentially to get the hook here at the 7 area. And it's going to be a Scourge hook, getting another fresh on the board, getting another Pain Rest, regressing these generators. And yeah, Ultra here in a commanding position with 2 generators remaining. We hear a Shack Vault, and we get the pull here. Doc taking a tag for that pull. And will we commit Noah is the question. And it's looking like we are, as we do have this 4-lane pallet. However, Noah does greet it. Oh my. Wesker has his power up, maybe trying to pressure Noah to drop the pallet. However, Noah does a little jiggy, makes it to the window. Oh. Do they have a pallet to play here? It's not looking likely as they're back at the Z-wall. And unfortunately, they go down at the Z-wall. I'm pretty sure this is the same Z-wall Bandit went down at. And we're going to get a quick hook here by the bus. And we're likely going to leave this hook to go to our gens. That is way too far to defend. And, sorry, 1 second of... fixing some controls. Yeah, no, we do get the pull. We get the pull. This is very good here, making sure our survivor does not die on the hook while Wesker, with Wesker watching. So they take the advantage of Wesker leaving the hook to quickly get that pull, and they do get a full reset. However, Noah is still infected. And Doc is not healthy. So we could commit a chase here to Doc, and if Noah doesn't clear the Ouroboros infection, we could potentially see another insta-down happen. However, instead we're going to pick Doc here, and it is likely that, yeah, the gen is not progressed enough to stop this Pain Res, and the Pain Res will regret that gen even more. We do spot Bandit. However, we are possibly looking for a sneaky unhook here from our survivors. We do know Noah is hiding around at the 6 area. We get a throw on Bandit. Oh my god, Lion Medallion, Jewel Beetle value. Once again, Bandit is forced to play one of these random edge fillers, and I mean it's an edge filler, guys. There's not much you could do about it against a killer at this level. But Bandit made the best out of it, and we do get a hook stage. Alright, putting Bandit on death hook. We are now at 8th stage, 4 fresh, a very solid result here for the Wesker. But we're not over yet. This is honestly looking like a potential 4K2. Maybe a 4K1 if the survivor does really well. But Ultra is playing a crazy good game here. We do see Noah. We enter a chase here. We do get a throw. However, there is a pallet right next to them. Oh, they opt to instead run back to the TNL. Fair enough. As that pallet is just a random filler. We do get it down. And we're off back towards the generators here. We're going to check it. And I think we will find Quan's gen here with significant progress. We did see a bird take off on the other side of the rock. And we did spot Quan. Which means this will be our final chase of the trial with a 4K2 coming in here for Ultra. Absolutely cracked. Well played by them. Yep. And that will be our 4K2 here for Radiant. Wow, the words are escaping me already, guys. I apologize, as I've been casting for pretty much 8 hours straight. And we are once again in the process of just finding the last survivor that's slugged. Hopefully they don't bleed out here for Ultra's sake. But we are going to make our way towards Shack to close hatch just to be sure they don't escape. But Noah is here crawling towards a corner. So they are likely to bleed out unless Ultra finds them. But it does not matter in this instance, as this person is not fresh hook, so it will award all bleed out points. Well, all hook stages, sorry. Bleed out points. And not carry, and it won't carry any penalty as well. It's just, yeah, I honestly don't think that the Ultra is going to find Noah in time. We're going to be looking around the map for a while. They're in some random edge map. But yeah, no, very strong result here. 4K2 on the Wesker, not something you see super often in this season of Blood Rush League. A lot of the Weskers, as I said previously, have been stages with a very occasional 4K something. So the 4K2 here is a very solid result, and I would be very happy with Ultra with this result, and I hope that the Radiant survivors are able to provide are able to get this win condition for their own team and capitalize over Ultra's very strong play. Unfortunately, we do get poor Dwight gets worried here and they get punched out of the map wall. But yeah, we will get the next lobby sorted. It is extremely likely it's going to be wrecked on the Wesker here for Mercy. So we will get the lobby sorted, and I will see you guys very soon. Hello and welcome back here to Blood Rush League main bracket round 2s of the season 4. We're back at it with Mercy versus Radiant here. This time with Mercy on the killer on the Wesker rerun with Merkt once again on the Wesker. They played an insanely good Wesker the first time, so I'm very excited to see them play Wesker again with their win condition. This time it's a 4K3 and a tie condition of 4K2, so it's going to be a bit tight. 4K3 on the Wesker is a bit of a tall order, but if anyone could do it, I think Merkt can. Gonna go see Claude, and we're gonna drop. The build is pretty much the same, but instead of Lion Medallion, we're opting to get Egg, so we don't get as much of a farther throw range. But we do have the benefits of Egg's if I recall correctly, longer. Like you could hold out the bound longer between dash 1 and dash 2. Oh my, as we get a bit of an overshoot there, very unfortunate. And it was a bit of a scam. Well, not really of a scam, but like it's a bit unfortunate that Ultra was not injured by that first throw. It's they positioned well so that the throw put them in the middle of an open area and they did not collide with anything. Gonna spot a generator here at 10 being worked on. And I believe the generator shack and maybe the generator 7 is what they're looking to pressure. Yes, it seems like it is currently 10 shack and 7 as the rest are kind of gonna say corrupt, blocked by corrupt intervention. We do have another gen 12 and we haven't seen if there's anyone pressuring that one, and that one could be another gen that could be getting done. Ooh, we do get the injury here on Ultra as Ducky and Juggernaut get a gen finished in the background. Putting us at 4 gens remaining. Oh no, wait, putting us at 3 gens remaining. Oh me, oh my. And we do get the down here. This is what we need. Merc needs to get this hook right now and put them on a pain rest. But the gen pressure of the survivor are insane. The shack generator's at 75%. Another generator here by 8 is at 25%. If they get 2 more generators done, and that is the set and the match here for Radiant. If they get 1 more generator done, that's a that's a tie condition. And if we get 4K2 and tie again, we will be on the Freddy set next. Oh my. What a honestly, like for the final game of the night / day now for me, it's almost lunchtime. These guys are Mercy versus Radiant, absolutely insane players here by them. Every single one of them is absolutely cracked. Big shout outs to both teams. Ultra here, the tunnel out. As the gen finishes, we are at our tie condition here, but we only have a single hook stage on the board. Things are looking not too good here as Merct, unfortunately, has got hit by Champion of Light by Perks. The gen pressure is, you could definitely feel the gen pressure here, the survivors. The Radiant survivors have locked in, seeing that their win condition is very achievable. They've decided, we're gonna lock in, we're gonna get that gen pressure going, and we're going to potentially end the match here. Which, I mean, fair play. We have gone on for 8 games of for each side playing 4 games of Survivor and 4 games of Killer. Yeah, it what can I say? It can get a bit the fatigue can set in when you're playing these long sets here, and I don't blame any of the players here if the fatigue does get to them, because I personally find, like, when I'm playing in one of these games, it's a completely different experience from scrims. Oh no, a bit of a scam there. It was elevation, and Wesker does not like elevation with their virulent bounds. But I find these games a lot more intense than scrims, and if I had to play a lot of them back to back, I would be struggling to keep up the performance. No. Oh my gosh, we are constantly getting throws that are not connecting. This is not what you want to see here for Mercy's Killer. But we do get the M1 and we do get the down on Ultra. We get multiple gen eruption hits here, and we do see the aura of our survivors. Honestly, not gonna lie, the main thing I would feel, the main thing for Radiant, I think, would be the best course of action is to actually play this safe and slow. We have 1 hook stage, you have to pop 1 generator, and yeah, no, you have all the pressure, and everything is currently like in favor of our survivors here. All they have to do is just play it safe and get that last generator going for the match win. But I don't know. This is looking kind of rough for Merc.
Is that all you have?
We do get another down, and we do get a Pain Rest, which we need. The Pain Rest hits Juggernaut's generator over here, I believe, at the 7 o'clock area? Or 2 o'clock area, one of the two. Sorry. Wow, I am lost. That was the 5 o'clock area. Oh my, as we do get the down here. I know, we do get the hit on Juggernaut. Not the down, my bad. They were healthy. And now that puts all 3 survivors here in the injured state. I think, honestly, the survivors need to go get resets. Like, they could maybe... I don't know. Playing 4 injured is very scary. Like, we just need 1 gen finished. The gen is 75% of the way done. We just need to get a reset and come tackle the generator cluster as a team once again. It's... yeah. We're gonna get a eruption kick on this generator here at 5, I believe. Now we're gonna check Shack, gonna get gen kick at Shack, putting our eruption everywhere. This is gonna be very good for if we when we do get down. The only main issue, right, is if a gen's already regressing, you can't kick it, so you cannot apply eruption when the gen is already regressing, just like the gen here at 5. However, have we seen the gen at 6? Okay, it is fully inactive, so we are safe from that popping. But I mean, yeah, like, I could definitely see why the survivors and the killer might be feeling a bit of fatigue going into this, as it's just been game after game after game after game of like very intense matches. And a lot of them have been very close, considering just how many tiebreakers we've had. Ooh, what a stun there by Perks! Guys, we have 2 survivors fully infected. Oh, we see a survivor spraying. Do they get it off? They do, as Ultra gets the spray off and drops the pallet. Claude as well gets a spray. This is very good, so our survivors will not be getting insta-down. Oh, Eddie. Oh, that's not Eddie. What? Perks. Perks was on ace. Oh my, the fatigue is getting to me. Oppa. We are now... We now find Claude in the buses here. We do get the hit, and we're back once again with 3 injured survivors. Ultra here, currently broken, getting the resets going. However, the gen pressure is still ramping up for our survivor group. Oh my. Oh! Ducky trying to hide around the window, by the window there, but they do get caught, and they do get injured, and Perks is now fully infected, so if we catch them, that's an insta-down, and that might be what Merc needs to stabilize this game, as... yeah, I do agree with the survivors all taking the time here to reset, get all their sprays out. Oh... we do find... is this... yeah, we find Ultra! And with that, we do get a down and a hook, but it's not a pain rest hook, as Ultra has already been hooked here. But if we do get this hook on the hill, it's looking good for our killer. This last gen, Merc is making them work for it. Merc wants to see another tie. Oh, and we do get an instant down. This is what I mean, right? You guys need, I think they need to cleanse. They need to get rid of these infections. We have 3 fully infected survivors here right now. This is a bit scary here for our survivors. If Juggernaut or Ducky get spotted, it might be a bit cooked, but they do get the first cleanse here, which is good. Ultra here running 12. It looks like we're gonna opt to not commit the chase and instead hover this. We're just hard hovering our generators right now. Oh no. A chase was taken into Shaq right as Ultra was coming in, and this means that they are unfortunately will be down in Shaq, and we won't, instead of picking, we're gonna opt to get up here and run, maybe towards our generator here. Oh my. Juggernaut now in chase, and still fully infected. A part of me wonders, have they used all the sprays in the match? I honestly have lost count. But this is exactly why we need to get our infection cleared. These insta-downs are really costing our survivors, and we are in a dicey situation now. I think Merkt managed to stabilize here. Despite there not being a tunnel out, they have a bit of time here. If they get a down, they could commit the time to hook them, and that will be a 1v3 here in the 2 generator situation. Ooh, Frick goes fully infected there and gets down. Ultra is now also fully infected. This is looking dire, but they are about to finish the gen. Are we just gonna full commit this? We full commit the gen, popping it and securing the win here for our survivors here in Radiant after a long, grueling, and hard-fought series of matches. Oh my. What a set. And what a match, honestly. Radiant and Mercy absolutely cracked teams, giving us such a close game with a series of ties back to back. A little of moonwalking there by Ducky. But unfortunately, I think they will be caught as there's no resources here. A bit of a spray and a bit of no person there. No moonwalks? Okay, okay. Oh. And we will be finding perks here. Now we only have 1 survivor left. Juggernaut up. And once we hook perks here, this puts us in a 2v1 situation here. However, we do see our survivors over there. They are going to get the pick, but will they be able to recover the situation? I don't really think that a jet pop is going to happen, as they're both survivors were like got the pick while the killer was pretty much already there, so they're not gonna get much distance, and the resources in the map are getting barren as Juggernaut does go down, and very quickly Ducky, I would say Ducky does go down, but that does not connect with the fridge here. Pretty sure that's a fridge. And they do make it to this tile here. Get a bound. Merkt has to perhaps get another one. No, not quite. We're gonna put our power down. We're gonna play this TNL, but Ducky tries to jiggy away from it. Dodges 2 virulent bounds. Very well played by Ducky. And they do make it back onto the window. But I mean, at this point, this is just the last chase. Like, there's not really much anything Ducky can do here aside from just last as long as possible. A bit of a wait there before vaulting. Do they get the reset? Oh, they have a pallet. They get the stun. Okay, Ducky. We see you. Oh, but unfortunately they do get caught in the end here, as they did run. They did run out of resources to use, and that will be our set and our match. Getting it looks like it's a 0-2 here for Radiant, but let me tell you, there were the first 2 matches were ties, and everything else was so damn close in terms of result. So, with that will be concluding our match today, and our series of matches here at Blood Rush League. I'm Mal ANZ. You can find me on Twitch. I'm one of the owners here alongside Six Hearts. Thank you all for being here. I'm sorry if my casting kind of slipped towards the end there. I'll be honest, guys. I've been awake for 24 hours. I've been casting for 9 hours straight. I am exhausted, but despite this exhaustion, I don't regret being here, as honestly, this last match was one of the most memorable matches in season 4 for me so far. 2 ties in a row, and the clown would have been a tie as well if it wasn't for a fresh hook bleeding out. Holy. But with that, thank you all for being here. I hope to see you guys on our next match, which will, I believe, be in... Let me just double check real quick here. Our next match will be in... will be in a couple of hours. Check the Discord. It's going to be on Tuesday at 2 a.m. on Australian, I think AEST. So check the Discord for updates and all that. I hope to see you guys all there. And it's going to be Unholy versus Nova. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves and enjoyed the wonderful game here between Mercy and Radiant. See you guys all. Take care and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.